Because if you're not going to throw at practice, just don't be at practice, okay? Don't throw at all. Don't even go through the, if you're not going to throw the ball, don't even go through the motion. You don't have to do any throwing. No throwing at all, no throwing motion, no anything. I mean, even last year in the playoffs, he came in the playoff hobbled with a bad ankle, needed surgery. This is how he's been coming into the playoffs these last couple years. Injured and hurt. Moving forward in the playoffs, if that dimension of you running, if we don't have that element to where people fear you and they know, okay, he's favoring his shoulder, he's going to think twice about running, it's lost cause.
They don't respect us. They don't know what I hold, man. That thing is beating your doggone chest right now. Whatever you got today, I got to have it.
Let's get right into this, guys. All right, Jalen Hurts was seen at practice not throwing. He was not throwing the ball at all. I'm more concerned about the psychological effect of this injury. I don't feel as though they're being honest with us regarding the significance of this injury, the true nature of this injury. I feel like it's more severe than they're telling us.
What he felt like, right? We didn't feel like there was more risk, but you know, I know he was hurting. He was hurting bad, and but that's the kind of competitor that he is.
I want to touch on the psychological aspect of this injury, okay? Without Jalen Hurts being able to utilize his legs, we need that added dimension. If he's hesitant, if he's under the mindset of, oh, I don't want to land wrong and hurt my shoulder, or if that's going on through his mind psychologically, he's already defeated. If you're favoring an injury, a shoulder, especially to your throwing arm, you know if someone hits, if you land on his shoulder, somebody hit it wrong, you're done because you can't throw. That's the significance. The significance of this injury. It's your throwing arm. It's the arm that you use to throw. So he's gonna favor it. Now, him not throwing in practice, it's not as alarming. For me, it's just a sign that this guy isn't healthy at all. And I don't think he's going to be healthy for the playoffs. Now, if we could have given him rest from the Bears, after the Bears game to Dallas, that's a week of rest. From Dallas to the Saints, that's another week of rest. From Saints to Giants, that's 3 weeks, right? But here's the thing. In the midst of those 3 weeks, Jalen was practicing, trying to get better, trying to play, okay? And when you're using that injured shoulder, okay, it negates the healing process to a degree. So now it kind of takes away from your rest because you're using that injured shoulder to throw the ball. So I can't really even say he had 3 weeks of rest because he tried to play for the Saints game. He tried to prepare for that. He was practicing, seeing, throwing. Okay? And even for the Giants game, he pushed himself to play the Giants game. He was practicing all week. So that's no rest. He's not resting because he's practicing throwing with that injured shoulder. So he had what, maybe 1 week? I'll give him like 2 weeks of rest. I'll give him a half a week for the Saints game and a half a week for the Giants game of rest, okay? And the rest from the Bears, the whole rest from after the Bears game, I'll give him a full week for that. So that's really only 2 weeks, okay? This bye week, there should be another full week, okay? That'll be 3 weeks. In the week of the playoff game, he's not resting. He's preparing to play. So the guy has really only had, honestly, about 3 weeks of rest. For a mild shoulder strain, it's 4 to 6 weeks. He only got 3. You need to be resting your shoulder. Like you should not be operating that shoulder or using that shoulder, okay? It takes 4 to 6 weeks for it to recover from it. It takes about a month. Now, Nick Sirianni would say, yeah, he hurts like hell. Jalen Hurts, yeah, you guys, everybody know I'm dealing with something.
Feeling better. It's a day-by-day thing, just taking it day by day. I think the whole world knows that I'm dealing with something. I've been dealing with something. I think the whole point of that game was coming back and getting done what we need to get done, and obviously having this time to rest. So here it is.
How beneficial?
Okay, we all know he's hurt. You know, they're coming out and being a little more straightforward with us, but it doesn't sit well with me not seeing him throw in practice. It just shows me that he's still favoring it. Let's say it's not that serious, which I believe it is, okay? Now, the next level of a shoulder strain, it's severe. That takes 4 to 6 months. I think he's under the 4 to 6 months, honestly. I think he really screwed that shoulder up. I think Jalen really screwed that shoulder up when he got hit on that hard field in Chicago, that cold, freezing hard, concrete-like field. 250-plus pounder landing on your shoulder like that, bro. Nah, it's come on, man. Come on now. It's severe. I'm really under that impression. And shout out to Jalen Hurts because he's fighting through it. Much respect to him. Okay? He's fighting through it. And I know it hurts like hell. So shout out to Jalen Hurts. I'm really concerned. Again, I just feel like it's serious. I feel like it's more going on than what they're telling us. Him not being able to properly heal. If we beat Dallas, we get the Saints off, the Giants, and he gets to bye. That's 3 weeks where he could just completely sit and doesn't have to throw or anything. But even then, I still feel as though he would not be 100%. He's not 100%, man. It is what it is, and moving forward, hopefully we can figure something out. But I mean, even last year in the playoffs, he came in the playoff hobbled with a bad ankle, needed surgery. This is how he's been coming into the playoffs these last couple years, injured and hurt. That's just the truth. We'll see how this thing play out. Weapon X, clocking out.
It ain't no doggone tomorrow, fella. What are you gonna bring to the doggone table? Are you gonna bust somebody in their mouth? Are you gonna do your